got Lakers trade targets on today's show, and they are not just any trade targets. They are ideal trade targets, discussing which guard, forward, and center would be the most ideal trade target for the Lakers before the February 6th NBA trade deadline. And before we get into that, I want to know who your ideal trade target is. Not just at a position. If you had to pick one player to trade for at the deadline, who would it be? Drop that name down in the comment section. We'll start with the big man, as we have often talked quite a bit about here at the channel. And that ideal target is the Washington Wizards backup center, Jonas Valanciunas. And he has been linked to the Lakers for quite a bit here. And we've talked a lot on the channel about how physical he is, how he would be excellent to pair next to Anthony Davis, but also just be his backup center if the Lakers opted to do that. He is someone that can grab boards, be a physical bruiser in the paint. He's a big-bodied guy, and the Lakers have been linked to him. So we're going to talk about him because we know that Jackson Hayes, Christian Coloco, they've battled their injuries. They have not been good enough. And allowing Anthony Davis to have a little bit of pressure taken off of him is probably the most optimal thing the Lakers could do at the deadline. Like, there isn't some superstar player that could be available. Maybe you could say Jimmy Butler, but there's nothing the Lakers could really offer to get him from Miami. And Valanciunas would just be terrific in Los Angeles. And like we said, it'd be so versatile for head coach J.J. Redick. He could do whatever he wants with Valanciunas. He could start him at the 5 and move Anthony Davis to the 4. We know Anthony Davis prefers playing the 4. He's said that multiple times over the past 5 or 6 years in a Lakers uniform. And you could also have him be the pure backup center, which would also be something that would be very beneficial to the Los Angeles Lakers roster. As we mentioned, they haven't really had any good backup center play for Anthony Davis. A piece in this front court is absolutely necessary. We can talk about ideal guard and wing trades as well for the Lakers, but the number one thing that Los Angeles needs to upgrade is their center depth and absolute certainty. What if we stayed in Washington and the ideal trade target at the guard position was actually Malcolm Brogdon, the former Sixth Man of the Year, former Celtic, former Portland Trailblazer, now in Washington, and he actually just returned from injury. He's only played in about, 11, 12 games this season. But according to Evan Siddery, the Lakers have recently inquired about Malcolm Brogdon in trade talks with the Wizards. What I would find interesting, folks, what if they paired up a trade for both Brogdon and Valanciunas? Siddery kind of mentions that as well. But I like Brogdon in the backcourt, and he does have a pretty expensive contract. Although it is expiring, he is going to be a free agent this upcoming summer, but he is making $22 million this season. He is someone that I personally have always enjoyed watching play basketball because he can really defend, he can play make, he has consistently been a good three-point shooter over the course of his career as well. I'm a big fan of Malcolm Brogdon's game, and we have noted that the Lakers probably are looking to move off D'Angelo Russell, who has 1 year left on his contract, making around $17, $18 million a season. So packaging D'Lo to get Brogdon could make a lot of sense. And the Lakers have been looking for a guard to play alongside Austin Reaves in that starting backcourt. And who knows, maybe they don't start Brogdon if they made a trade for him. But like we mentioned with Valanciunas, J.J. Redick would have the possibilities and the versatility to either have Brogdon be a sixth man or be the starting guard alongside Reaves in the backcourt, because the depth in this guard rotation simply has not been adequate enough this year. Gabe Vincent has robbed the Lakers blind ever since signing with them from the Miami Heat. D'Lo has been someone on the trade block for a while. Christie's continuing to come along here, and we have seen him improve over the year or so, but that is still not a good enough trade, or I guess backcourt partner, I should say, for Austin Reaves. Now, it'd be fascinating to see what a trade would look like because it is a couple of contracts that are large coming from Washington if you wanted both Valanciunas and Brogdon. If it was just Brogdon, you'd be able to go D'Lo and just need to add about $5 or $6 more million to make that trade work. But if it was both Valanciunas and Brogdon, you need to get to 32, 33 million in total. So maybe Jared Vanderbilt would have to be included in that potential deal. But Brogdon is someone that I really enjoy watching and I think would be beneficial to this Lakers roster, which is why we're labeling him as an ideal trade target that wouldn't break the bank for the Lakers at the deadline. You let me know. Make the call. Would you trade for Malcolm Brogdon? Type Y for yes. Type N for no. Let me know if you would trade for the former Sixth Man of the Year. We also have one more trade target to discuss here. We're going to go to the wing position. We've knocked down the ideal center trade target and ideal guard trade target. We got the wing coming up next. But we are sponsored by Prize Picks, the #1 daily fantasy sports platform out there. And make your holidays bigger and brighter with Prize Picks, the best place to get real money action while watching your favorite sports. And right now, during the holiday season, you can now win up to 1,000 times your money on Prize Picks. Join now because this holiday season, Prize Picks is giving away 2 free picks in December, and they're giving away $30+ million in rewards during Picksmas. Think Steph Curry will get more than 5 3-pointers? Think Giannis will have more than 35 points? Cook up your hot takes with your friends and win real money this basketball season when you and your crew run your game on Prize Picks. And we know there's a ton of basketball action on Christmas. It is a staple in the sports tradition, and we are going to have some picks for that. And there's actually a nice little Picksmas mention for the action on Christmas. This one coming from Nikola Jokic. Take the more on the free pick from Prize Picks, 0.5 point as the Nuggets take on the Phoenix Suns to close out the Christmas slate. But also, Anthony Davis. Hey, got to take a Laker on Christmas. More than 12.5 rebounds against the Golden State Warriors. 2-player entry here. Get started with Prize Picks today. Download the app and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. One more time. Download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. Run your game. Final Lakers trade target. We're going to go to the wing. The most ideal player is Cameron Johnson, the wing from the Brooklyn Nets, who is just having a flat-out career year for Brooklyn, averaging 19 points per game, shooting an egregiously good 42.2% from beyond the arc. He has been a staple for Brooklyn, and it's been very fun to watch. I actually just watched the Heat-Nets game on Monday, and Cam Johnson started the game 4 for 4 from the field and 3 for 3 from 3, and he's improving as a slasher as well. I'm not going to come up here and say that he is going to take you to the rack all the time. No, he still specializes in catch and shoot threes and coming off curls and pin downs and then leveraging that into a shot fake dribble drive and then either kicks it out or is able to get to the rim. But I watched him hit a couple Euro step layups, a couple floaters from 8-10 feet outside from the basket against Miami. I'm a fan of Cam Johnson. He plays a winning brand of basketball. He's got good size to him, good length. He can play the 3. He can play the 4. He can even play the 2 in some scenarios. He can guard 1 through 4. He can shoot the lights out, space the floor. And if you want to keep Anthony Davis at the 5, a front court of AD, LeBron, and Cam Johnson would be one of the more formidable front courts in the NBA. And what do we always say at the channel? And is one of the most well-known things in the NBA. If you want a LeBron James team to win, surround him with shooters. If you want Anthony Davis-led team to win, surround him with shooters. Well, you'd be getting one of the best marksmen in the NBA in Cam Johnson to add alongside them and would be the perfect starting 4, potentially replacing Rui Hachimura, who has been okay this year, but Cam Johnson has just been on a different level. And the Lakers reportedly have registered some interest. Evan Siddery again. Up to 10 teams have recently inquired with the Nets on a Cam Johnson trade, as it does seem like Brooklyn is looking to move off of him as they have their eyes towards the NBA draft and just unloading all of their contracts to get the best and most draft assets possible. Cavs, Grizzlies, Kings, Lakers, Magic, Mavericks, Nuggets, Thunder, Rockets, and Warriors. A deal for Johnson could go down. And I'll say this as well, folks. Cam Johnson's going to go for a pretty penny. The reason why I think that, well, you just saw it. If 10 teams have inquired about Cam Johnson, the Nets can drive up his price in a bidding war. And teams that are going to want to win an NBA championship and want a key piece to boost their roster are going to trade a pretty penny for Cam Johnson. And that's my biggest question and fear. he is maybe one of the most ideal trade targets for the Lakers out there. But will GM Rob Pelinka pay the price necessary for Cam Johnson? Like, I think he might go for multiple first-round picks, legitimately. Or at least one first-round pick and a really good young player. Which, do the Lakers have a good young player? Maybe. Like, who is it? Is it Dalton Knecht? Are the Lakers willing to offer Dalton Knecht for Cam Johnson? Honestly, I would consider it because I think Cam Johnson is maybe what Dalton Knecht could be at his peak, a 19-point per game scorer while shooting 43% from the field. Cam Johnson is a better defender than Dalton Knecht will ever be, but offensively, can Dalton get to where Cam Johnson is right now? I'm not sure. Would Pelinka be willing to offer first-round pick and Knecht to get Cam? I'm not sure. And I think the Nets would take that offer, though, because if I'm Brooklyn, I would be intrigued with a future first-rounder from Los Angeles and to build Knecht on the wing. All right, we asked earlier in the show. Now it's time to get a new sense of opinion. Who would be your ideal Lakers trade target? Did your opinion change? Let me know down in the comments section by dropping who your ideal Lakers trade target is. And if the Lakers make a trade or more rumors come out around Los Angeles, we will have you covered here on the channel. So hit that sub button and lock us in here at the Lakers Report for everything you need surrounding this team.